Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction for Supergirl Season 3, Episode 11. It's Fort Ross, and this is the episode where Supergirl's going to be forced to team up with Saturn Girl and Livewire and Psy in order to go find a Kryptonian, go find a Kryptonian priestess who has to who has information on Rain and the other world killers and how to defeat them. And so it'll be kind of a cool episode to see them all team up. It's kind of a heroes and villains thing, and just to wait to see, and it'll be cool to see how that plays out. I'm just gonna do my usual thing, react to it, give you my thoughts, and give you a quick review of the episode afterwards.
36XB12.
Did you say AZ336XB12?
Problem?
Yeah, that's a blue star.
I won't have my powers there. There's no yellow sun.
Blue stars also emit Omicron radiation, which means it's fatal for any life form with the Y chromosome.
It's poisonous to men?
Oh, I guess I have to go alone.
Absolutely not.
Radiation.
I will not allow you to go up there by yourself, not without your powers.
You ready yet?
Yeah, I have a question. Do you have a gluten-free toast option?
It's called Eat Somewhere Else. I'm gonna go on break, and when I get back, you better order something that doesn't make me want to punch you in the face.
What are you drinking on the job, Livewire? Or should I say Roseanne? It's because of Rain. She's been killing criminals, so you decided to go straight. Smart.
Some of those criminals were people I knew. Friends of mine.
And we didn't deserve to die.
No, they didn't.
So help me get Rain. Which requires us to go to a place where I won't have my powers. So I need someone I know to have my back. Are you finished? Look, she's gonna come after you sooner or later, so are you gonna help me or not?
Cosplay. I remember you. You tried to save my life.
Yeah, I remember succeeding.
Hey, Leslie, do you remember me? I used to fix your computer at Catco.
No.
Prisoner arrived.
Thanks for agreeing to join us.
Rain's going after people like me. I don't want to get killed by that psycho when I finally break out of this place. You have a problem.
99, but you ain't one.
Supergirl?
Why don't you zap it off me and I'll show you what I can do. It'll be such a delicious pleasure to bring you to your knees and watch you writhe in pain.
Do you always talk like that?
At least I don't sound like an illiterate mean girl.
Okay, Regina George.
Hey, let's tone it down here, okay? We're all here for the same reason, right? I'll take that as a yes.
How much?
Boo.
Let's go. Is everyone okay?
She's looking a little green.
Brady, what was that?
The docking of the Legion ship has slightly altered the orbital path of Fort Ross by 0.003 AUs. Not to worry, just a bit of turbulence.
Turbulence.
Turbulence is the result of chaotic changes.
I know what turbulence is.
All right, boys, this is riveting, but we have a prisoner to find. We've been poisoned by the Blue Star.
The lesser sex. No, I'm pretty sure that's not how jail cells work.
Yeah.
Fort Ross has been floating with limited power for so long, the cells must have opened.
Our scans are picking up signatures of various life forms loose on the ship. Kara, please be careful.
You bear the sign of the House of L. How dare you show your face around here? Is that really necessary?
Look, either we can't trust you or you lost control of your powers. Bottom line, you aren't safe.
So you dragged me all the way up to space for nothing.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so loosey-goosey with your powers on poor Matilda over there.
And see what it feels like to have your powers taken away.
Get that thing near me, I'm gonna fry you.
Hey, no one's getting fried, no one's getting hurt. We have a job to do.
Imran, we have a small emergency here.
Brainy, are you there?
A super has critically...
Did we lose him?
Lovely.
Communication with the DEO was reliant on our orbital path.
What did he say about a solar flare?
You have got to be kidding me. Fort Rose has been hit by a solar flare. It's been knocked out of orbit and it's pulling us with it.
Pulling us where?
We're falling into the star.
Oh, snap. Hope he cosplays your ex-boyfriend? Well, that's some Real Housewives drama right there. So do you hate her with every fiber of your being?
It's not her fault. It's nobody's fault. Priestess will have information that I could use to get through to her.
What? Come on, you and your Pollyanna BS. You think you're gonna get through to Rain?
I got through to you. There must be something good in you that I could trust to come with me.
I came with you because there's a maniac on the loose and I want to take her down. If you think I wouldn't fry you right now,
So
I've got to
do
get...
it. This is just a sucker.
Now you're catching her. There's the fog. Looks like we're here. Supergirl?
So Fort Ross has its own Dementors.
Sending harassing messages to a young woman named Ruby Arias?
No, I haven't.
We intercepted this earlier today. Did you know the FBI monitors cyberbullying? I have 23 separate incidents of harassment cataloged.
But I didn't mean it.
You violated 3 criminal statutes. Do you know what that means? That means you could go to juvie.
I don't want to go to juvie.
Well, you should have thought about that before you broke the law.
Oh, no. That was awesome.
Right. Give me the crutches.
Okay, so there's a girl who lives 3 houses down. She shoved me in kindergarten.
Don't push it.
Paper, and we'll launch it into space. It'll only take 12,234 years to arrive.
Message in a bottle. Wait, what is it? Voyager.
Wait, what? What is that?
Voyager 1 and 2. They're space probes from the 70s. Dude, learn your history.
It carried a record of peace from the people of Earth, a message in a bottle.
Yes. Okay, we can bounce the signal off Voyager 2. That's a straight line of sight directly to the Legion ship.
And deliver me from this prison, and we will bring anguish upon our enemies.
She's so dead. Yep. What? Great help.
How do you have your powers here?
My powers aren't dependent on something as trivial as the sun.
Really?
Watch out!
Coming to Supergirl's rescue.
I'm coming to take you down. That all you got?
You're a nuisance.
Leslie!
Blackbird! What's going on underneath that dark shell of yours?
Wait, she still can't tell?
Fuck her too.
No. Just stay. Live wire.
Oh, come on.
Leslie. Can we get her a better room? Please? Maybe one with a window.
The plane. How?
God, Ruby said it the other day.
What did Ruby say?
That I was Alex, I think something's wrong with me.
So, one thing just to get out of the way, the whole Alex and Ruby subplot, completely pointless. I can probably take her or leave it. I mean, the whole thing about her using her being a government agent just to scare that kid and to stop cyberbullying Ruby is fine. Was cute, but again, it was just like, you know, it didn't really impact the plot or anything. I mean, it gave the actor something to do. I don't know what that was about, and I mean, I'm hoping like, Kylie didn't actually break her leg, but maybe she had some kind of like onset injury. Then now she has to be like rocking this cast, and maybe not have to do a lot of like anything like action oriented or any kind of like stunt work for the show, for at least for the next couple of episodes. Then there's the fact that, but it is interesting that, it's like it's not like she's had, Sam hasn't had these like constant blackouts before and like disappeared and like running off being Rain, and I feel like I like this was the first time that's like actually addressed in this episode, and where it's like she was supposed to like go on some like business trip, and it's like she never made it to the airport because because of the fact that she was following Supergirl and company to Fort Ross and trying to kill the priestess to cover her tracks. And although it was interesting, and it did make sense to. I guess she's not like the most like besides the most interesting character. She's kind of like stiff and almost like she's almost kind of like when he talks about like references children's stories, and it's like she goes between trying to sound like very grandiose, like trying to sound like serious and like grandiose, to almost like channeling Drusilla from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, an angel, like when she's like referencing child stories and poetry and stuff. So I don't know, it's just interesting acting choice. But yeah, I was glad like Livewire would come back. Like I've loved Livewire. She was one of my favorite Superman villains, and I like Britton Morgan's take on it, and especially I don't know. I think she was like my favorite portrayal of Livewire in the show thus far. It's like she had like a lot of great one-liners. I kind of find myself laughing at a lot of some of like her snarky dialogue and stuff like that, and just just I don't know. Like you tell. She did start off as a former shock jock, especially at least in this version, under the tutelage, I guess, for lack of better terms, of Cat Grant and Cat Co. So it's like, of course, that some of this, I guess I can say some of the snarkiness kind of rubbed off on her, and say. But it's also like so bizarre, just because like she still has like it's not like she's not like Caitlin Frost, where she can be able to like turn more from like her civilian persona to like meta persona. It was just weird seeing her like dressed up as like diner, which said diner, and And clearly, the actress is having fun with having fun with the role, and I kind of like the whole like all girls team up. But it's like, I mean, the whole thing about this like blue star, like not only incapacitating Supergirl's abilities. I mean, I guess it makes sense if I guess her powers only work under a yellow sun. So I mean, I can't expect it to work under any other sun. But then also they're also saying it's like, oh, it like kills anybody with a Y chromosome, so it's like it kills kills all males. So that's why she has to have an all girl team. I mean, I get it's supposed to like drive the plot for this, but you can't help but kind of just laugh at it some, like how silly it is. And also like I'm surprised by the dynamic of Brainiac. Brainiac 5 continues to be like one of my new favorite characters. Still hate his Doc Brown hair, but nevertheless, I like the dynamic they have with Win. He has where it's just like he still kind of acts like he still is kind of blunt and like contend to like make people feel stupid, but not like be like too he finds a way to like be blunt and a little bit like try to make people feel stupid, but yet he doesn't manage to become across as like condescending about it. And like him, like working with, talking about, like, oh, this is the technology that you help that you provide, and Supergirl has to deal with. And Wynn's like, yeah, and it's like, wow, she really is much braver than I give her credit for. It's like I've had espresso machines with more processing power because presumably, the guy's from the 31st century, and he's so he's going to be naturally unimpressed with all the the lack of technology, in present day, and just frown upon it. And it's just like, oh, for like not, I guess like not being up to standard. And his dynamic of him just like the back and forth he kind of had with Wynn, it reminded me of kind of with like Harry and Cisco on The Flash a little bit. I mean, as opposed to both kind of like scientifically minded, but kind of just like bickering, kind of like brother, like pseudo brothers, I guess. I mean, it's like that's, but it's like it still manages to be its kind of be its own thing. Like I said, he's not as like he manages to be kind of like the insufferable genius quote without being kind of like condescending about it, and like different from Harry, like say like Harry Wells or Julian and just other characters who like play that I mean that trope has been those type of characters have been kind of like popping up a lot, but it's like he brings like a certain charm to it that I don't see in a lot of other the actor brings a lot of charm to it that I don't see in a lot of other characters. Like he brings a charm to it that I just don't see in other characters like this, and I just feel like it's very unique and a standout. I feel like he's going to be like, if he's not going to, I feel like he's becoming or will become like the new like breakout character of this franchise. And like I said, it was weird having the whole like like Dementors or whoever those ghosts were on the Fort Ross. It kind of reminded me of that, and also like the time race from Flash season 2. Apparently the writers are like Harry Potter fans, so they seem to keep like cribbing from that. But it's also weird because it's like Sai said it was an accident when she used her powers on Saturn Girl, but it's like it's almost like she looked at her with like the intent of like doing it to her just to screw with her, and like malicious intent. It wasn't just like she got startled by Saturn Girl touching her, and that was just kind of her knee-jerk reaction, which is strange. But I mean, the whole like, but it was also nice that even like despite being a 12th level intellect, that even Brainiac 5 was kind of outsmarted by Wynn and was able to use the whole like Voyager, the whole message in a bottle thing by sending a transmission like bouncing off like one of the Voyager satellites to Fort Ross in order to help Saturn Girl operate the thrusters for Fort Ross and like stop them from being sucked into its the gravitational pull of the blue star. And the fact that it was, I mean, I like that whole fight. That fight with between like Rain and Livewire was like better than I anticipated. And like I mean, it was kind of cool to see that because, considering like Livewire says she was like terrified of Rain, but she was able to like hold her own for a while. Especially considering like Supergirl was stripped of all of her powers, and then when it's like, but then it's like I was like kind of like disappointed. It's like, did you really need to like kill her? Did you really need to kill her off? Like she's like, I mean, she's so like, I don't know. I just like her character a lot. It's just kind of disappointing that it's like, I mean, her appearances are so like sporadic as it was that it's like I think this is only like her 4th episode appearance, so it's like the fact it's also her final appearance is also just disappointing, but at the same time it's like she made that stuff count, like making quips about Real Housewife dramas, and also kind of just like I don't know, cause kind of I don't know, it was also kind of the characters like the most self-aware of like what kind of world that she's in. It seems it's like not taking the world that she's in like too seriously, which is kind of great, just with all the like snarky comments and how like pointing out like how Sai takes herself so seriously with her speech of like wanting to, make her feel her wrath kind of stuff. And the one thing I don't know. I mean, I noticed that she said that she keeps saying about she keeps talking about how she can't stand Supergirl and she can like fry her in an instant. And then Supergirl finally challenges her to just do it, which she can't bring herself to do. And then also the fact that it was cool that that's I mean I like that I mean the thing what she says is like you need to stay away from my friend. It felt like it's a little bit like on the nose, and I mean they weren't really that. I mean, it's like, yeah, Livewire warmed up to them, but I wouldn't consider them. I don't know if that was like felt like earned. Like it kind of reminded me too much of Diablo, like a 3rd act of Suicide Squad, where he was talking about like I already lost one family, I'm not gonna lose another. Whereas like, dude, you've known him for like one night, and it just kind of felt I don't know it just felt like a little bit forced, but it was nice that it's like she kind of but it's also kind of cool that it's like I feel like this Mono gets like too much crap, and it's like I know he's a divisive character, but it's like you got to give him credit for like in this very scene where Kara's confiding in him, that he's able to say this like, oh, it's like you may not have been able to stop Rain, and like reason with her, but at least you were able to redeem, get through to Livewire and redeem her and give her something to fight for, all without without the powers of Yellow Sun. And you can get information out of that priestess before she was killed, who she was played by Sarah Douglas, who I think she played Ursa in Superman 2. So it's nice they're doing more casting for people who've been in like other Superman properties. And Rain killing her off is just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh well, she's gonna be super overpowered for sake of the plot. Gotta go with it. But I was surprised that, and it makes sense they brought Cylon because, like you expected, she was the one who was able to completely overpower and chase Rain away. And interesting to see how it's like, I guess like Sam's persona was kind of taking over, and like because she'd had the visions of Ruby being taken away, and it's like, I'm surprised like Supergirl didn't realize like who she was, even just based on her. I don't know if she still had that whole like disguising her disguising her voice. That whole like did that like digital voice effect. Like, but I would have surprised that it's like Kara still wouldn't realize that it's like, why does she sound so familiar? And real, but at least at least I heard from was some noise that is like the cast is getting closer. The main character is getting closer to figuring out that Samantha and Rain are one and the same, and it's going to be interesting because I think people are just going to. But they also tease that the characters are going to be divided on like how to handle Rain. Like she should be killed or banished to the Phantom Zone, and obviously Supergirl's obviously going to be the one who's like, yeah, maybe I can just like, get through to her, and she's probably going to be more driven to get through to her, especially considering she has a daughter Ruby. I think her fear of like losing Ruby is probably like Sam's maybe like subconsciously some like subconscious awareness on Sam's part that like what's happening with her, that is like people are gonna take her daughter away from her just because like she's like had this whole like Jekyll and Hyde struggle that she has. And I think like it might be I feel like it might be a catalyst to determine like who's gonna want to redeem Rain, or who's gonna think that Rain's gonna stay the hell away from Ruby, and people are saying that Alex might adopt Ruby if Rain has to be like killed off or like banished to the Phantom Zone or something, and. I mean, it'll be interesting to see it play out, and I guess like the reason I'm a little bit more patient than say like mysteries about like Zoom and Savitar, because at least like the audience knows like the secret identity of the villain, and we don't have to like wait till like almost the end of the season. But I just hope like they kind of catch on soon. I hope they kind of catch on by in the next couple of weeks, because there are only like 2 more episodes before the next hiatus, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe that'll be that cliffhanger where it's like at least one of the characters figures out that Samantha is Rain. But anyway, guys, what do you think of the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.